I'm live. All right. Now I just wait. Hopefully they can hear me. Doesn't sound like shit. We'll see. This is a surprise. We're fishing. We're like throwing out the line. Seeing if we can catch anybody. It's a total off the cuff deal. Well, if anybody can hear me, whenever you join, let me know. If you can't hear me, also let me know. And I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. It's been a long time since I've done this, guys, so I could be fucking everything up big time. This wasn't planned either, so so it's probably going to be a shit show. But I just wanted to talk about whatever. Yes. What's up? How are you doing, Amanda? Have you finished the White Luck Warrior yet, or are you still in it? Oh well, thank you, Mr. Meth. Chapter 12, awesome. Yeah, I'm still reading it as well. So, but man, is it epic! Loving it. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I have a kind of a different setup, so I'm not sure if Yeah, Jimmy finished it. I saw that. I was watching his wrap up video or whatever. I was like, damn. All right. Damn. Okay. Right on, dude. So glad you're back. Missed your content for those few months. Yes, it's getting really hard for me, guys. Like I was on a roll there for, over a year, just really pumping stuff out. And it's just gotten harder and harder to do. Mostly because I have 4 kids now, one of them being a baby who just turned 1. Well, he's not a baby anymore. Today's his birthday. He's 1 year old. Little Rome Proyas. So it's just been really tough because I got literally my girls are always wanting to kind of ask me questions and my son is always crying. So it gets really hard to record anything. I think if you watched the last discussion I had with Amanda and Jimmy, you probably heard my son 1,000 goddamn times. So it's so tough to record right now. But that's why I wanted to do this. And I'm going to attempt to do something like this so we can all kind of at least stay a little bit more in touch. I'm really horrible at that shit. So this is my attempt to kind of keep us a little bit closer. You know what I mean? And we could just talk about whatever the fuck. If you guys want maybe a little bit of a discussion about something specific in the future, let me know. But as far as right now, there's no plan. I'm just went live and I figured we would bullshit, talk, and kind of catch up, man. I kind of miss a lot of you guys as much as maybe you miss me. And yeah, so whatever you want to talk about, let me read this shit. Yes, congrats on 4K, guys. I didn't even notice that until the other day. And it's pretty fucking cool to have hit 4,000 subscribers. When I started this thing on like a tiny little LG phone and it's nuts. Wilbur, what is up, brother? CK, hey. Family comes first, but this is great. Yes, I mean I've got to at some point act like a husband and a father, Oh man. All right, Angela's here. What is up, Ron? Writing a new series, Wilbur. All right. Is there anything you can tell us about your new series? Also, Josh, what's going on? I was thinking of kicking around this idea about like having a little video about the whole Lord of the Rings show. But maybe we could just talk about it in here. Or give me one sec. Thank you for showing me Richard K. Morgan, The Steel Remains. Great book. Yes, dude, The Steel Remains is amazing. In fact, the further I get away from that book, it actually just keeps getting better. Of all 3, I do think it is my favorite one of the trilogy. It's just an amazingly dark and surprisingly spicy, sexual just all around good read. It's based on your novella, Marionette. Okay. So it's fantasy based. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, Wilbur. I'll have to give this a check out. Yeah, guys. So I don't know. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But the whole, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'll just go off of what you guys are saying. Book of the year for me is Empire of the Vampire. Can't wait for the second book. I can't wait for the second book of Empire of the Vampire either. Holy shit. That book really blew me away. And I just can't wait to see like how the rest of it unfolds, man. Even like just in the relationship between God damn it. What was the vampire's name? Was it Jean? The interviewer? Just between God damn that him as a character was so good, and the back and forth. Just that alone, I missed so much. So I would love to get back into Empire, that world. You know what I mean? And I know that we're coming up on it, aren't we? Because next year, I'm pretty sure, is when Jay Kristoff has that slated for release. So it's not really, at this point, we're not too far away. Book 1 is still in the first draft. Right on, right on. I think why I was so excited about this is brought vampires back. No more of this Twilight crap. Well, to each their own. I am not necessarily a big fan of the sparkly vampires myself either. I kind of grew up with a lot of that like Bela Lugosi imagery, the old Universal like monsters, like classic, kind of stereotypical Dracula, and that kind of stemmed into a lot of other things, like Vampire Hunter D. Yes, there was, Near Dark, a lot of stuff like that. Vampires were scary, and terrifying. Even, it definitely wasn't for. And yes, it's kind of nice to feel like vampires are scary again, because they did seem to kind of lose their luster as far as like death machines. We love you. Angela says we could definitely talk about the lore show. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Let me read this. I'm sorry, guys. I want to talk about it. Brother, you have got to read Philadelphia. Okay, so I have read Philadelphia. I don't know how far. I think I'm only into the first volume, though. So that covers like the first couple issues. That's kind of self-contained. And I have the next volume. I just haven't read it. I have so many comics I have, and I just never got to. My whole comics quest thing really fucking fell apart. It went up in flames. So there's a whole like Monstrous. I really want to finish Monstrous. So there's a lot of comic stuff I want to get into. But by all means, I highly recommend, if you dig vampire stuff, to check out the comic book Philadelphia. It's a little bonkers in its premise, but when you read it, it's like, okay, shit, they're doing it well, and it's cool. Have I ever tattooed a viewer? Oh, man. I have not tattooed a viewer or really too much fantasy stuff. Every once in a while, I get a fantasy tattoo. I would say the closest thing that is fantasy that I do the most of is a lot of the Berserk, like what is it called? The symbol that's on his neck. I can't remember the exact name of the symbol at the moment. Fuck, is it a death mark or something like that? You know what I'm talking about? It looks just like the Bloodborne logo or whatever. I've done a lot of those, but not too many fantasy. I'm always looking for the nerdy tattoos, but I don't get them too much. I get a lot of like Pinterest stuff. So cutesy, little dainty cutesy stuff, and infinity knots and names and shit like that. I do a lot of run-of-the-mill tattoos. Unholy Consult still haunts me. Yes, Sci-Fi Rogue. It still haunts me in the best and worst way. So that's why I love that book and highly, highly praise it. Oh, shit. I'm fucking stuff up over here. Oh, anyway. Hey, dude. Discovered you through Baker Chats with Jimmy and Amanda. Glad to find another awesome booktuber. Hey, thanks, Sebastian. Absolutely. Yeah, Baker is amazing, and I'm always down to talk about him. With anybody, for sure. But it's been actually a pleasure to talk about with Jimmy and Amanda, because both of them they're a lot smarter than I am. So I'm really digging like their takes and what they're picking up on. In some ways it helps me, because I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I didn't even like see it from that angle, or maybe I just didn't even pick up on that yet, even reading it twice. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Vampire. The Rings of Power. Yes, right? Hey, I remember you. Yes. Yes. Yep, I did the R. Scott Baker reviews. Yes. If I send you my right arm, will you tat it? Send it back, hopefully. Sure. Good luck reattaching it, but fuck yeah, I'll tattoo your severed arm. All right, Books with Zara is here. I don't know if you guys have seen her channel, but I love her channel, and her and Amanda's channel. You guys should go check out big time. As far as female booktubers, just booktubers in general, but I feel like they're fucking slaying it. All right. Have you watched Netflix show Arcane? No, I tried to get into it, but I couldn't really get into it. It felt, people are going to get mad at me. It felt like a kid show. I know people are like, it's dark. I'm like, no, I don't know. It just felt like it was for young adults. So I just, maybe I should have watched more. But what I did watch, I just had a hard time getting into. I have like a very specific style that grabs me, and when it does, it pulls me in, and I will go to bat for you till the end of time. But there's a lot of shit that just falls by the wayside with me because maybe it's just aesthetically not pleasing to me, or it just feels there's just something holding me back. It's the same thing with like Full Metal Alchemist, like Brotherhood. I just couldn't get into it. Thieves in the Wood. I have not seen that TV show. I'm gonna have to check this out. Another TV show I just checked out, and I almost want to do a video about it, was this show called Gangs of London. I've watched it on Amazon Prime. This might be the closest thing I could say to being like a grimdark like feel for a TV show. It's all about, the underworld, so like the criminal underworld. So all your characters are bad people, but they're also charismatic, so you want to follow them. The violence is so shockingly brutal that I flinched 100 fucking times. And you know what I mean? There's a difference between like, oh, that's badass, and you literally flinching because it's unnerving. What you're seeing before you is just like it's brutal. It's so fucking brutal. Gangs of London, guys. It's a badass show. Any sci-fi novel recommendations? I just did a review on Clayton Snyder's Blackthorn, which is like a cyberpunk, kind of like Battleship or Starship Troopers mixed with a bunch of stuff. It's a crazy mixed mesh, but it is such a fast-paced, fun ride that will not let you down, at least in my opinion. It's so much fun. All right. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead is still today a grand masterpiece. Enough said. Yeah, well, there you go. Do you have Flames of Mira on your radar? It's been the best dark read for 22. No, I don't. Who is this by? If you like crime, like Beautiful Dark Mirror of modern global crime, like a beautiful dark. If you like crime, like a beautiful dark. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm also fucking, half stupid. So I'm trying to decipher as I read. If you like, no, goddamn it, I'm doing it again. That's for sci-fi. I remind you. Oh, God, why can't I read 000 the show? The show Severance is. Oh, I've heard about this. Severance. Good and worth talking about. I don't know shit about it, but I have heard people talking about Severance. So I definitely want to talk about. Yeah, I think it was Zara that was talking about Severance. So it's on my radar. Gotta thank you for getting me to read S. Craig Zoller, guys. Ooh, man, he is amazing. I love this dude, and I am really, really fucking up by dragging my feet on the Race of the Broken Land or whatever it is. Oh, God damn it. I know it's going to be an amazing read, and I just haven't gotten to it. It's hard when you have so many books and so many things. It's tough. It's tough being me. But goddamn, it's S. Craig Zoller, the man. His movies, his books, everything that I have read and everything I have watched by him, I have just thoroughly enjoyed, and I can't wait for him to just continue to pump stuff out. Severances. Blah. All right, cool. I'll have to check it out. Okay, so I think I've caught up with this. The Rings of Power, everybody. Let's just talk about it for a little bit, okay? Because some of you might be surprised, and maybe some of you aren't, but I am a Tolkien fan, okay? Like maybe more so it's kind of funny because I say I'm a Tolkien fan, but my favorite shit is the Silmarillion, which is really more his notes, and then his son, editing it. I can't even talk. Editing it along with GGK. Guy Gavriel K helped him write this. So in a way, my favorite stuff of Tolkien's is not exactly all his, more like almost like a collective effort. But it's still his stuff, right? It's still his world, his lore, So I'm not like a hardcore Tolkien. I am a huge, though, like First Age fan. I love like the creation of and looking at art, like how Arda was to the First Age, mostly because of Melkor. Melkor was my dude, my entry to like bad guys in fantasy. Fucking love that dude. So anyway, when the Rings of Power show was coming out, I purposely like kind of put the earmuffs on and the blinders on because I know how the internet is today, and we just can't help but draw this line in the sand, and it's either you fucking are on board or off board, and there's going to be a lot of shit talking on both sides. And so I just didn't want to get into that. I wanted to try to make it all the way to when the show airs and try to take it as it is, no expectations, whatever. But, one way or the other, the internet wins, man. I mean, this shit has been so blasted everywhere. I couldn't help but see some stuff. So I did a little bit of research, and I was like kind of shocked. I was like, holy shit, like they've changed a lot of stuff. Now, I do like this video that AP did about adaptation, and not everything has to be, faithful to the source material when being adapted, though I think as Tolkien fans, we want to see that. So it's a crazy deal right now with this show. We are seeing like just people fucking fighting tooth and nail, and it's nuts, right? The thing hasn't even been aired yet. We don't even have episode 1, and people are like making videos hand over fist about how it's trash. And I want to be completely honest, guys. There's a part of me that wants to do that as well, because they've changed so much stuff, and it's very confusing. Like, why is Galadriel still young? Because in the Second Age, she's like hundreds of years old, dude. She's not going to be a young person, but okay, we can, we understand. We're writing a show, whatever. But then you got people that should be like Celebrimbor, who looks like a grandpa. Like, when did elves get old? Like, what the fuck is going on? There's a lot of shit, right? And all this stuff. This is just like aesthetic stuff, but you're realizing that they've changed an awful lot of shit. At least it looks like that, right? Sauron looks like we're not getting Anatar. We're going to get some other version and stuff. I'm talking a whole lot, and I haven't even looked at this, so I just want to know, what do you guys think about all this stuff? Are you guys on board or not? I'm trying to be on board as a fantasy fan because I want to see more fantasy on the screen. I want to see more fantasy everywhere. But at that Tolkien, like the lore fan in me is like kicking and screaming and being like, no, like, fuck you. So what do you guys think? Let's see. Is Children of Hurin your favorite, considering the Tolkien's darkest story? No, so I was honestly, it's funny because with these stories in the dark, I was really blown away with how tragic the Silmarillion was. Okay, and some of these stories are fucking dark. Honestly, you could say it's like, it's just maybe not grimdark, but it is so overly tragic in certain areas. But a part that surprised the hell out of me really was just a lot of I got into the Silmarillion because of Melkor, and what ended up happening was I fell in love with Tolkien's elves, especially the Noldor and their whole tragic story. So a lot of that part is just so near and dear to me, where you get, Feanor, basically, but the whole first kinslaying, you know what I mean? He leads the Noldor, and they kill their own kind there in, God damn it, Valinor. It's pretty nuts. And the whole like crossing the Hill Caraxes, the whole thing with Fingolfin and the other Noldor when they touch down on Middle Earth that the fucking moon shows in the sky. Like, that's crazy, like epic shit. But ultimately, my favorite part is either Baron and Luthien or the standoff between Fingolfin and Morgoth. David Desro says, fingers crossed that the writing will be good, but I don't have a ton of confidence in Amazon so far. Law, I'll give it a shot, though. That's where I'm at, David, as well. I just hope, look, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't have everything. You know, I really liked the Dune movie by fucking in the 80s by Lynch, and it's really different in a lot of ways from the source material. So maybe it can be something like that, where it's just like, to me, maybe if they do a good enough job, I won't mind about the changes, and I can still understand that it's not the source material. Okay, so it's an adaptation. It's not what Tolkien wrote. Neil Thompson, what's up, Neil? I'm going into the Rings of Power with an optimistic, open mind. That is, dude, that's good, Neil. Like, I like to hear that from, you know what I mean? Because I know you, Neil, and I know you can be critical. So I'm glad to hear something like that from you. Part of the problem is that Amazon doesn't have the rights to the entire Silmarillion, only to some of the appendices. Okay. And they've combined timelines and things, which I don't love. Yes, it sucks when you condense a timeline, because there's a reason, you know, a timeline is a timeline. You're essentially changing history by smashing it together. And I heard something about this, and then I heard that they were saying, well, it's because of the human characters. You won't be able to spend any time with the human characters. Like, well, who gives? Okay, well, what the fuck? That's the way it is. This is, you know, they're going to live and die. Like, if your main focus should probably be on the elves, in my opinion. Who the fuck am I, though? Imagine when they make the first law with no gore. People are like slashing each other apart. It's just clean. I only read the 4 books, so I can get on board more easily, I think. Same issues as GOT, where they are basically making it all up. Yeah, see, and that's another deal. Like, I assume, yeah, exactly. I think the new trailers look great visually. I think so too. I mean, like the shot of the 2 trees, like what is it, Laurelin and Topirian, I believe. God, so there's a Tolkien guy out there like, what? You butchered that. But the 2 trees did look really beautiful to me. Like, and it made me think of, you know, the year of the trees. Right now, I haven't been watching really any adaptions. So if I see that, if I see it, I'll see it. But if I have no great hope, Wheel of Time broke me. And yeah, sure, I never read Wheel of Time, but I watched the show and I had my gripes, you know, mostly because with the aesthetic, it looked way too clean, like nobody got dirty, and the pacing seemed crazy fast. Like people were like falling in love, like out of nowhere and shit. Like, it seemed like out of nowhere towards the end there. I don't want to talk too much about it, because in case somebody wants to watch it, I don't want to spoil it. They better not touch first law, Zara says. Yeah. Some of the stills make the costuming look so bad, like I can see the creases on the elf ears. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, you would think that with $1 billion that they would really go above and beyond. So there shouldn't be any excuse for like crappy costuming or just, you know, bad wigs and makeup and shit. That should be on lock, in my opinion. I mean, I also have to laugh when people complain that GGK is Tolkien's derivative since he's worked on the Silmarillion. I mean, as far as I understand, that was kind of Guy Gavriel Kay's like kind of segue into writing fantasy. And I got to say, what a fucking amazing start. I need to read more Guy Gavriel Kay, honestly. Because I know I like his writing in the Silmarillion. There's my wife. Do you think she's gonna watch this? Like, you just hung up on me. Like, we're alive, babe. Sorry. Do you think the No God is ever coming out? I don't know anymore. I would, you know, like a while back, I would have said absolutely, for sure. But after reading that one thing from his brother, it's a 50-50. It's really a coin flip. We'll see. There's plenty of time for it to come out, so there's no reason not to still be optimistic. But it's truly, I believe, we'll see. It's a 50-50. Not a guarantee. Mark, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for all the grimdark talk. I love your chat with Mike. Oh, I hope to start Prince of Thorns soon. I hope you start it soon too, brother, because It's amazing. Hope you leave this up. I will try. Yeah, I will. I'll leave it up. God dang it. Hold on. Hello? Hey, you're live. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Hold on. Say hi.